What is up, gamers? The Red Dragon here, and we are taking a look at Xbox One. I wanted to do a video kind of talking about some of the cool features for gamers because we've kind of felt left out, I think, for the past few days. There's some cool features that have been announced that haven't really been talked about, or they've been talked about but kind of overshadowed from some of the bad PR that's coming out with the Kinect and the used games and all that other stuff that I've been telling you about for the last couple of days. But I did want to do a video talking about some of the good features about Xbox One because there are some things here that will make gamers very happy. So let's start off with some of the specs. One, the Xbox One will be 8 times more graphically powerful than the current 360. It's got 8 gigabytes of RAM that is not dedicated to any part, so developers can have free will as to what they want to use that RAM for. It's got 3 operating systems. The way the system is set up, it's got different things set aside for operating different components. So the apps are going to be powered, then the games are going to be powered separately. So all this stuff, everything should be very fast because it's got their own dedicated thing. So if you're doing different things for the Xbox, no matter what you're doing, it should run pretty smoothly. It's got a 500 gigabyte hard drive. Now, a lot of people have said if you've got to install all your games onto the hard drive, then they were not happy with that 500 gigabyte limit. But it does have an external 3.0 USB capability, so you can plug in an external hard drive to the USB, and those things are getting cheaper by the day, so that should be no problem. Xbox One will have 300,000 dedicated servers. Now, to give you an idea of the difference, Xbox 360 only had 15,000 servers. I think they said 300,000 dedicated servers. They said that was more power than every computer combined back in 1999, so that's pretty cool. And what this means is that every game that you play online with the Xbox One will be on a dedicated server. No more unstable host migrating BS, no more host advantage. Every game will have a dedicated server. That also means that multiplayer games, they say, will have no trouble reaching player counts upwards to 128 people. Now, they're not saying that's the limit. They're just saying, look, you want to play a game that's got 128 people, you should have no problem playing that game. So when people have been asking me, Dragon, will we be able to play Battlefield 64 players? Hell, why stop at 64? You can also have 1,000 friends now on your friends list, so that'll be nice. Maybe I'll be able to add a few more people. And also the cloud. Let's talk about the cloud a little bit because it's been brought up, but we haven't really discussed I guess the advantages of having the cloud. So the cloud gives the developers the opportunity to offset processing power for certain items. So when you're playing a game, there's certain things that have to happen immediately, like every second. If you're playing a shooter, you know, the physics, the stuff that's happening on screen, you firing the weapon, the bullets and everything, all that has to happen very quickly. And so you need to harness the power of the box and the processing power. But there's certain items in the game that don't have to be updated every second. They mention the lighting or background scenes, you know, stuff that's in the background. So stuff like that, developers now can actually offset that to the cloud and let the cloud process that part of the game, which means they have more power to use it on anything else that they want that is more resource intensive. So that's one cool feature. It's going to give developers just more opportunities to do whatever they want to and give them a lot of space to maneuver around to figure out what's best for them and their game. So really unlimited as far as what developers can do with this. As far as the achievements are and game saves are synced to the cloud. And now that means achievements are dynamic. Developers can go in and add new achievements whenever they like. You can even have them span across multiple titles if you wanted to. So for instance, they could have if you get 10 dog tags in Battlefield 4 and you get 10 dog tags in Bad Company 3, then that could be an achievement right there. So if you're an achievement whore, look out for more achievements. Also, I do want to mention real quickly about the system always on, because a lot of people, whenever I mentioned the Kinect was always listening to you, I guess I should have mentioned that that's only whenever you have the system on. And of course, the system does have a power off button. You can turn it off. You don't have to unplug the whole freaking system if you want to turn off your box. But if you do have your system turned on, whether it's a low power state or not, that's whenever the Kinect is listening. So I did want to make that observation right there. And it is built to be kind of a low state of power, primarily I think because it is hooking up to your cable box, or they want you to hook it up to your cable box. You don't have to, but there are all sorts of advantages there. But I told you this was about the gaming features, so let's get back on to the gaming section, because I know a lot of you don't want to hear about the TV part of the Xbox One. So moving on to the Kinect, I mentioned a little bit about this the other day. It has a 1080p HD camera. You can be 6'4", stand 3 feet away, raise your hands, and the camera will see your entire body. So really a lot better camera. You don't need near as much space. It's taken care of a lot of problems from the first Kinect. Also, it mentions that it can measure your pulse by checking the pigmentation change in your face by using infrared light. So that means that no matter what color you are, it will still be able to tell a pigmentation change, so that don't matter. And also it can see in complete darkness because it is using infrared light. So again, much better Kinect 2.0. As far as the controller goes, because that's what you're going to be having in your hands every time you play the game, the new data port, they are saying that they are going to have some really cool accessories that they'll be showing off at E3. You can also do some other cool stuff about it. I mentioned this yesterday, how player chat will be in stereo. Also talked about directional vocalized audio, where if somebody's standing behind you and talking, it sounds like they're standing behind you and talking. Also, there's new vibration pads in the triggers themselves, as well as the controller pads that you're holding. So it adds a new layer of vibration that really says it actually feels really good, is what I'm understanding from people who has actually got to tested it out and ran through the tech demos that they had. They said that with the trigger vibrations, they can actually be programmed to feel differently for each gun, for instance. So programmers can go in there and change up the guns, and you got a really powerful gun, it can vibrate really hard and you can feel that. Or if you're getting into a chopper, you feel the chopper, warming up and the engine's roaring and all that. So feels really good. They said it adds a new dimension. It also doesn't have that huge battery pack on the end, so that'll be nice. So those are the biggest features so far that have been announced, and of course there will be more at E3, because they say at E3 is all about the games, so we'll have to wait and see then. But those are the biggest changes thus far. I'm really excited about dedicated servers. Tell me what you're excited about. Post your comments below. Also check out VGN, videogamesandnews.com for the latest news and information. Also want to check out Farva, Large Farva, and TX Coulter. Their links are in the description box. Coulter hooked me up with this gameplay that you're watching right here, so I appreciate him doing that. I've been doing so many commentaries, I haven't had much time to game, so they were nice enough to fork that over. So go check out their channels. That does it for me, The Red Dragon. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.